Hey, good morning, guys. It's Sunday, and you know what that means. Fourth and Funny with me, Jake Mattis. Let's get into it. Let's talk some ball, guys. It is week 5. We are past the quarter point, heading into week 5 now. We've got 4 teams on the bye week. We've got the Chicago Bears, the Atlanta Falcons, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Green Bay Packers all taking that early week 5 bye. How about it? Are we ready to get into some football, man? How are we feeling about this season so far? Drop some comments down here. Let me know what your team, player, what your outlook is. Give me some feedback. I'd love to interact with you guys. Getting into the quarter point of the season, what are some surprises and shocks you have for the season so far? Baltimore has been a shock for me. While they are 1-3 heading into this week, they're still in a fairly weak division. The Steelers are playing well. That's another one of my surprises, to shift gears real quick, is the Steelers and how well Aaron Rodgers has played so far through the first 4 games. It's not too bad. So I think it'll come down to Seattle and Baltimore. Baltimore does have a little bit of a lighter schedule coming up down the stretch, but they also play Pittsburgh twice later in the year. So those matchups coming up later in the year are going to be big for them. Another surprise comes out of that division is that they've already switched from Joe Flacco after the dismantling the Detroit Lions gave them to Dylan Gabriel will be starting across the pond against the Minnesota Vikings today for the Cleveland Browns. Now, that's the game on my list that I've yet to pick a winner for. So maybe as we talk through these other games and other shockers and things, maybe I'll come up with a decision for that one by the time we get to the picks. Aside from that, interesting take on the picks on my record, which we'll get back to. I noticed at the quarter point we had some quarter point awards handed out on social medias this week, and I took a look through them, and we're going to go over these, and I'll give my take. I don't know that I have too many objections to these quarter point awards, but here we go. We'll dive into them. And I drew my list from the NFL on Fox social media page that I took this from. So starting off, obviously, with one of the easier ones, the MVP so far throughout the season has got to be, yes, Josh Allen. He's doing it all. And even when he doesn't have to do it all, he knows what to do. I think Josh Allen is really poised to make some mature decisions and help that team get over the hump this year. While Baltimore is faltering, Kansas City is faltering, I think that Josh Allen is still leading the Bills very well, and I think that they may just be the team to come out of the AFC this year. Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor from Indy, the running back, man, he is lighting it up down there. Daniel Jones has a run game, and he's throwing the ball well. So, do I think that he's the Offensive Player of the Year? I don't know. Amon-Ra is awfully hot. And that's not bias. I mean, he is scoring. He is just clutch. He is doing all the things. Running back tends to maybe shine here a little bit more because Indy is that surprise team and everybody's like, oh, Amon-Ra, he's just doing his thing. But here we get into the defensive player of the year. And they say that's Hutch. I won't argue, out of bias on this one, I won't argue that Hutch is being very disruptive. While the sack numbers may not be there, and it's taking him a minute to get ramped up and revved up into Hutch mode, I don't know that he's the defensive player of the year yet. Parsons has been playing really well in Green Bay. There's a litany of lists. I think it's too early to say yes, but I like this. We're going to circle back to Hutch in a few minutes here. Offensive rookie of the year, they have Mbuka from Tampa Bay. And having Baker Mayfield as your quarterback down there, he's a gunslinger. He's very Brett Favre-esque that I grew up with. He'll just grip it and rip it and whatever happens. That's a lot of what Matt Stafford had young in his career. I like that style of play, though I also like Jared Goff's style of play. Don't confuse me. It's very finessed. Two different ends of the spectrum. You watch two different games when you have those two different types of quarterbacks. Defensive rookie of the year, Abdul Carter for the Giants. Again, defensive rookie of the year, he's having another outstanding year. And that front four there in New York, you could probably make... The team isn't doing as well, so it's hard to plead the case, but you could also look at defensive player of the year for that front as well. It's just having Abdul Carter has helped free that line up. Burns and that group. Thibodeau. Comeback player of the year, they have CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Okay, whatever, but he's hurt every year, so I'm over this one. Yeah, he's injury prone. I don't like it. He did miss a lot of games last year. This is where I think Hutch circles back in, and if he doesn't get defensive player of the year, you definitely slot him in there at comeback player of the year. It's a little too early, but as we're doing the quarter points for the season, quarter point of the season, Hutch is the comeback player of the year. And the other one that I had an issue with on this, Fox's NFL quarter point awards, is the coach of the year. They have Mike McDonald out in Seattle as the coach of the year. How about Kyle Shanahan out of that division? I'd rather see it go to him. Half the San Francisco 49ers starting offense is just decimated, gone. Toes, ribs, ankles, whatever, gone. You got Return of the Mac out here ripping and gripping and slinging on Thursday Night Football, and I didn't see that coming. But I'll take it. It's fun to watch. From an outsider. Just don't do it against my team. But, yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan, and a lot of people will say that offense is spoon-fed and any quarterback could do it. I don't necessarily believe that, but it's possible. It is possible. We've talked about some quarterback changes. We went from Joe Flacco to Dylan Gabriel. The Panthers seem to have benched Bryce Young again. We'll see what happens there. Backup breakouts. Who's gonna make it? Backup breakouts out of that bunch. Who's going to make it? So, all right, guys, getting into the pick segment. Here we go. This is the part that I like. This is my fun time. I really didn't have a whole lot to discuss on the games this week. leading up to, it's been a busy week, guys. Life is life, and I'm still paying attention to the NFL for you. But here we go. We're going to get into the picks. And man, that first week of picks, I did great. Went 12-2. Since then, 7-7. And last week, I went 7-6-1. And we're going to talk about that. I gave myself a tie for the Packers-Dallas game, which was an amazing Christmas present. I think ties in the NFL, especially when there's two teams that you really don't like, it's the best. How do we end it? I've heard a lot of things online this week, watched a lot of NFL shows. Everybody's perplexed. No one knows what to do. And the best one that gets my vote is we just start lining up at the 40-yard line and go every 5 yards alternating field goals. First one to miss, it'll put a lot more emphasis on the kicker. Special teams, they matter. Make those kickers the star of the show. You know, nothing more exciting than a shootout in hockey, right? Let's go to sudden death field goal kicking. These kickers have the legs. They practice. You see them in pregame. They'll hit one from, there's no rush or whatever. But that's my vote. So, with that said, my status of the picks on the line. Here we go. Getting into the first game today. Vikings taking on the Browns. I'm going with backup breakout Dillon Gabriel to take the Browns over the Vikings. Then we're going to move on to the Cowboys and the Jets. This one is going to be interesting. Which Cowboys team shows up? Is Aaron Glenn going to be playing their brand of Jets football in this game, or is Aaron Glenn going to start his career 0-5 back in New York? Yes, he is. I have the boys taking this one. Then we've got the New York G-Men taking on the New Orleans Aints, and they ain't nothing. The G-Men are going to roll them. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo. It's a new era there. Russ is cooked. Watch for him to be traded before the trade deadline. I think he's going to be one of the pieces that moves. Maybe. I don't know where. I think if Cincinnati would have done it, they would have done it already. But at this point, after they play Detroit this week, maybe they do it. Quarter point. See where you're at. All right. Moving on to Vegas, taking on the Colts. And I'm going to ride with the Colts on this one. Colts win. Keep shocking everybody. Miami and Carolina. This game, again, no real interest in this. Who's going to be the Panthers quarterback? Miami's got problems. I still say, and if Carolina beats Miami this week, Mike McDaniels is going to be hopping around in his seat. It's going to be that hot. He's only got a few more losses left in him, and he's done. But give me Miami over the Panthers today. And also, give me Denver to take out that lethargic, but we still win, non-exciting Philadelphia Eagle offense. I think Bo Nix and company are going to find a way to put it together. Their defense is pretty stout, but give me Denver over Philadelphia. And then you got Baltimore and the Texans. This is getting rough. It doesn't look like Lamar Jackson is going to play. Looks like he is got a hamstring issue, which if you personally ask me, it looked like that team quit. It looked like, it was sore, and he quit. You look at Brock Purdy on Thursday night, he was banged up, eating bananas, and still going out there. Anyways, yeah. Give me the Texans to take on Baltimore, to take over Baltimore in this one. And then Tennessee and Arizona. Arizona, I feel I'm going to be really, really wrong and eating my words by the end of the season on this one. Marvin Harrison Jr. is running around like he's got oven mitts on, his helmet on backwards. Maybe it's a dark visor and he can't see. I don't know what the problem is. But that team looks a mess. Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans, they're a mess as well. Give me a tie in this game? I don't know. But defense, let's go with the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals in this game. In the game that is probably going to have the coolest throwback jerseys of all is going to be the Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks. That game is going to feature 2 throwback jerseys, and it's going to be amazing. I never liked the old Seahawk jerseys, so give me the Bucs in this one. Cincinnati is getting ready to face the Detroit Lions. I hope the NFL institutes a mercy rule at some point in this game. But yeah, it doesn't look good. Detroit is on a roll. Their defense looks good. Coordinators aren't an issue. Staying healthy, now that could be the issue. We are without 2 starting cornerbacks. We're hurting at that depth. Aleen McNeil started his practice window, which means our defensive front is only going to get better if Davenport could stay healthy. Give me the Lions in this one. Forward down the field. Let's go. Washington and the Chargers. Chargers, bolts all day. Who's got it better than we do? Nobody! That's right. Jim Harbaugh and the Bolts going to win this game. Bills should roll the Patriots. And then on Monday night, we've got Kansas City taking on Football Barbie and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Kansas City is starting to get it a little right. I don't buy them. I still don't think that they have enough gas in the tank. Mahomes isn't Mahomes anymore. Patrick's planning. The weed's wheedling already. Haha. But anyways, what's his name? Kelsey. That's the guy. Kelsey is planning a wedding. And he also is just not looking good out there. I mean, he's taking out teammates in friendly fire, crossing the field. Is he not running the right routes? I don't know. These are just my thoughts, my takes, my opinions. All satire, all for fun. On Fourth and Funny, guys. That's been the picks. That's been the football chatter. Let's hear it. Drop some comments. Who's your team? Who you like? Judge my opinions. Whatever you think. Next week, Fourth and Funny. Tune in, guys. Have a good one.